Good evening. Welcome to our empty sanctuary once again. Thank you for joining us. I woke up this morning thinking about what to share with you all today. I had lots of thoughts and indeed a lot of possibilities. I said, Lord, what should we share as a theme today? I had a plan, or at least I thought I had, and then it became clear what the message was to be. This song came into my mind, and I started to sing it, and I just knew that was it. But I had no clue what I was going to say. Here is the song. Then I thought to myself, what am I going to actually say about worship? I did the sensible thing and I looked up the definition of worship in the dictionary. It says, to honor or show reverence for a divine being or supernatural power, to regard with great or extravagant respect, honor, or devotion. Okay, I thought that will work. People in times of hardship often struggle with the whole idea of worship and turning to God because they have a tendency to turn into themselves rather than turning to God. One of the great truths of life is when we encounter hardship, it is an invitation to turn outside of ourselves, not inside. Too much interior focus can lead us into a depressive episode and we lose sight of the magnitude of the world. One of the great barriers to connectedness today in our world is a sense of going it alone. Brené Brown, that great author, says it so well. She says, we have too readily considered success as going it alone. But now we are plunged into a reality of going it alone, and we realize how much we need to be connected to the outside. What a paradox this is. Maybe this reality of being in isolation is a reminder of the great truth that is, He has called us as community, not as individuals. Brené Brown continues, many of us are willing to extend a helping hand, but we're very reluctant to reach out and to receive a helping hand. We know that reality. Most of us have had a great sense of lending a helping hand, but we're not too great at asking for help. Now it's necessary to just ask but not just ask, but to accept. Most of all, that is true in regards to worship. The connection came to me in reading my reflection today in Holy Island. What I read was, man has at last broken through the sound barrier by flying an aeroplane faster than sound. Until then, it was thought that at the speed of sound there was a mysterious unbreakable wall which we could not crash through. The dramatic moment of breaking through the sound barrier came at last after stubborn, courageous, and tragic attempts, with the discovery that beyond the speed of sound, the controls of the plane must be reversed to avoid disaster. When the controls are reversed, the sound barrier is no longer a cosmic wall against which we must forever dash ourselves to pieces. At the point of apparently inevitable destruction, the pilot reverses the controls and continues uninterruptedly on the flight pattern in safety. When I read it this morning, I became particularly conscious of the fact that we become so engaged in managing and controlling our own lives and just existing. Quite often that is when it's mainly a sense of self-concern. We all know that leads to a dead end. The grace in our lives comes from the worship we proclaim. Whenever we see beyond our own petty concerns, the greatest gifts in life come to us through reaching out to others. We need to reverse the engines like the breaking of the sound barrier. We need to reverse the controls and turn to God and let Him handle our lives, and we will break down the walls that separate us. We generally put up walls and take comfort in that. What an irony. Now we are forced behind walls and we hate it. What a teaching this is for us. How deeply this introduces us into the whole message of the gospel and the instruction of Jesus. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. Have faith in God and have faith in me also. Brené Brown, in that wonderful book, The Gifts of Imperfection, says, practicing self-love means learning how to trust ourselves, to treat ourselves with respect, and to be kind and affectionate toward ourselves. I know I can talk to myself in ways that I would never consider talking to another person. How many of us are quick to think, God, I'm so stupid. Man, I'm such an idiot. Just like calling someone we love stupid or an idiot would be incongruent with practicing love, talking like that to ourselves takes a serious toll on our self-love. How important those words are, because we can so easily fall into a space in this particular time that we speak negatively to ourselves about this experience. That is why the words to this song are so important. Now is the time to worship. Now is the time to give your heart. Come just as you are to worship. And so tonight, as we finish our reflection, that now is our time to worship, let us choose intentionally to expand our view and our vision in relationship with Him and in relationship with one another. Each of us must choose to let go of our self-absorption and expand our horizon to the love and care of each other, and especially those most in need at this time. Then we will receive a new insight into ourselves and the meaning of worship. Let us pray. This is the prayer from today's Holy Island. Good Lord of our life, we need Thee, for we are not sure of the way we should go this day. Many ways call our feet, but we can walk only one of them. We do not mind hardship or danger or even suffering if there is a chance to serve thee. We want to be useful. We want our life to count. So we come to thee asking which way we must take for thee today. Amen.
Just as you are.